My children left me to die. The doctors begged them to come. They told them it was critical, that I might not survive the night. My son said it wasn't his problem. My daughter didn't even respond. A week later, they rushed into the hospital, desperate and smiling, asking about my inheritance. But my bed was empty. All that remained was a letter on the pillow. And when they read it, everything changed. Before that moment, before the silence and the betrayal, pain ripped through my chest and dragged me back from darkness. My eyes snapped open under harsh fluorescent lights. The air burned with antiseptic, cold and sterile, and a steady electronic beep drilled into my skull. I tried to move and failed. My body felt heavy, useless, tethered by tubes and wires. I was in a hospital. Fragments returned in flashes, headlights, a horn screaming, the violent crush of metal. Then nothing, an accident. I had nearly died. My cracked glasses sat on the table beside me, confirmation that this was real. My hand shook as I reached for the call button. A doctor entered. His badge read, Dr. Keller. He was calm, careful, the way people get when they're about to say something painful. "You're lucky to be alive, Mr. Hale," he said. "You lost a lot of blood. It was close." Close. The word sank deep. "My kids," I asked immediately, "Evan and Claire, are they here?" The doctor didn't answer right away. His eyes shifted, and in that pause, something inside me tightened. "We contacted them," he said slowly. "They chose not to come." I didn't understand at first. My mind rejected the words. Evan was my son. Claire was my daughter. I had built my entire life around them. I had sacrificed everything. Of course they would come. "What do you mean they chose not to?" I asked. Dr. Keller exhaled. "Your son said it wasn't his responsibility. Your daughter hung up." The room felt smaller. The beeping grew louder. Something inside my chest collapsed, deeper than any physical injury. They had left me to die. I turned my head toward the window, refusing to let the tears fall. My wife, Anna, would have been here. She would have fought for me. She had been gone for years, and the children I raised in her memory had become strangers. For the first time, I considered giving up, letting go, slipping quietly away. Then another memory surfaced, a different version of me, a man who had built a company from nothing, who had survived bankruptcy, betrayal, and loss, a man who didn't quit. I wasn't finished. I reached for my phone and called the only person I still trusted, Marcus, my lawyer, my friend. When he answered, his voice was sharp with disbelief. "You're alive?" "Barely," I said. "They didn't come." Silence followed, then anger. Marcus told me what I already suspected. Evan and Claire had already contacted attorneys. They were discussing my estate, dividing assets, planning their future as if I were already buried. That was the moment something in me hardened. "They think I'm done," I said. "They're wrong." Marcus understood immediately. He always had. He promised to investigate everything, to lock things down, to protect what I had built. When the call ended, I stared at the ceiling and felt something unfamiliar settle in my chest. Not grief, not rage, clarity. If my children believed I was nothing more than an inheritance, then that was exactly what they would lose. I didn't sleep that night, not really. I drifted in and out, haunted by memories that felt heavier than the injuries in my chest. Evan's voice echoed in my head, cold and dismissive. Claire's silence was worse. Silence means choice, and they had chosen. By morning, Marcus had answers. He sent messages, screenshots, records, proof. My children weren't grieving. They were strategizing. Evan wanted the house sold immediately to cover his debts. Claire wanted cash, something modern, something flashy. They spoke about me in the past tense, like a problem already solved. That was the moment I stopped feeling guilty. I called the bank myself. Every secondary card, every shared access point, shut down, disabled, frozen. The woman on the line hesitated, then complied. When the call ended, I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Control. Minutes later, my phone buzzed. Marcus again. "They're panicking," he said. "Evan's losing it. Claire's calling everyone." Good. The first call from Evan came soon after. I let it ring, then again, and again. Finally, I answered. "What did you do?" he shouted. "You trying to ruin us?" "I'm protecting what's mine," I said calmly. "You owe us," Claire cut in, her voice sweet but strained. "We're your children." I laughed, not loudly, not cruelly, just once. "You owed me one thing," I said. "You couldn't even show up." The line exploded with threats, accusations, insults. I ended the call without responding. The silence afterward felt clean. Marcus called back later that day with an update. "I've changed the locks," he said. "Their belongings are out. Lawn's full." I closed my eyes and pictured it. Boxes in the rain. Expensive things exposed to weather they never planned for. A small part of me flinched at the memory of Christmas mornings in that house, laughter echoing through the halls. That part of me no longer made decisions. Another call came, this time from Claire. Crying, furious, desperate. She threatened lawsuits. Evan screamed in the background. I told them the truth, slowly and clearly. "You made your choice when I was dying." Then I hung up. The nurse entered shortly after, cheerful, unaware of the storm passing through my life. She told me I was healing well. Discharge was coming soon. Home. Home. The word felt different now, not something to defend, something to reclaim. That afternoon, I wrote a letter. Not an argument, not an explanation, a statement. I explained what they had done. I explained what it cost. I explained that their access to my life, my home, and my future was over. I folded the letter carefully and placed it on my hospital bed. They would find it when they arrived, expecting weakness. They would find resolve. I walked out of that hospital hours later with a steady stride and a quiet purpose. I didn't look back. I didn't need to. They thought the story was ending. It was just turning. By the time Evan and Claire reached the hospital, I was already gone. My bed was empty. The machines were silent. Only the letter remained resting neatly on the pillow. I didn't see their faces when they read it, but Marcus did. He told me later their confidence collapsed into panic, then into something closer to fear. Because the letter wasn't an apology. It was goodbye. I didn't return home right away. I needed distance, clarity, space to breathe without ghosts following me through every room. Marcus and I met days later in a quiet cafe. sunlight spilling through the windows like a fresh start. Papers covered the table between us. Final versions, signed, sealed. Everything I had built, the company, the house, the accounts, all of it had a new future, not theirs. The money would fund hospitals, shelters, scholarships, community programs, places where people showed up when it mattered, places where help wasn't conditional on profit. Marcus looked at me and smiled. You know they can't touch any of it? I know, I said. That's the point. The calls came anyway, Evan shouting, Claire crying, promises, apologies, regret delivered far too late. I listened once, only once. You didn't lose your inheritance, I told them. You lost me. Then I ended the call and blocked the number. Some nights I still think about who they used to be. 2 kids running through the yard. Sticky hands. Loud laughter. I don't hate them. Hate takes energy, and I've spent enough of my life giving energy to people who never returned it. What I feel now is lighter than that. Peace. The house is quiet these days, but it's not empty. It's filled with intention, with purpose, with the knowledge that what I built will outlive betrayal and become something better. If there's one thing I learned, it's this. Love isn't proven by blood. It's proven by presence. And when someone shows you who they are in your darkest moment, believe them. I did. And it saved my life. If this story moved you, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps these stories reach the people who need to hear them most. Thank you for listening.